Welcome to the Library Show. I'm Katie, I'm your local library director, and we've got a great show for you today. You know, by now you may have heard that there is a proposed plan to move the library, the senior center, the Parks and Rec department, and perhaps the cable department into the former Ewell School at 23 in Shelby. We had open houses on March 2nd in the morning and in the evening, and we solicited people's comments about the plan to move to Ewell School. We wanted to hear what you think about the plan, what sort of amenities you'd like to see at your new library, what's most important to you to see in a new library, and wow, did you turn out in droves to let us know. We had about 200 people between the two meetings, and people were very passionate about what they want our new library to look like, which is wonderful. We are hoping that you come out and tell us what you'd like to see. So I thought what would be interesting today is to let you know what your neighbors said. I can recap what we heard from the comments at the library table, and you can kind of see where our priorities will be when we move to a new building, if that ends up being our plan. So one of the most interesting things that we learned was that people weren't patently against the idea, and they weren't enthusiastically for the idea. They had questions, they were curious, they wanted to know more about the plan, they wanted to tell us what they would like to see in a library, and they had great comments. So let's go over some of the biggest categories of comments. The first thing people really wanted at the library is more space. And if you know about the current plan, it would move us from 12,500 square feet at the current location to approximately 26,500 square feet, which would be double the amount of space that we currently have, which would be wonderful. People mention the lack of space in for our collections, that we need more space so that we can grow our DVD collections and our audiobook collections, and we need multiple copies of books. Well, that all takes space, and so that's one of the major things that we heard about. Another way that people wanted to see space used was for programming. We don't have a dedicated space for our book clubs, or when we have lectures, or cooking demonstrations, or our coloring programs, which have been so popular lately. We need a place to put people when they come to the library for our programs, both adults and children, and we need dedicated space to do that. Another thing that we heard about a lot from people was lighting, and this is something that hadn't been on our radar until so many of you talked to us about it. The current building has the wonderful glass atrium, which brings in a lot of natural light, and there were a lot of concerns that the Ewell School would need some work to be able to let in as much natural light as our current building does. So it's something we'll definitely be looking into, and that we will see as a priority in any space that we renovate. The next thing that was mentioned by a lot of patrons, especially the moms, was getting a bigger children's area. Our children's area now does not have a separate space for our story time, so it is very important that we have a dedicated story time space, something with maybe a little sink for children to wash their hands and be able to do crafts, decorating cookies for the holidays, and someplace that parents, along with maybe another child in tow and a stroller, that sort of thing, can all fit in one place so the parents and the kids can stay together for story times. Right now our current space doesn't really allow that, so a lot of times parents are standing in the back while children are in the front listening to a story. We need a space that is really designed with children in mind, and a lot of you reminded us of this. It was one of our priorities, and now we find that it is definitely one of your priorities too. The next thing on our list is technology. We found that lots of people had concerns that we needed to keep updated with our technology and to add more computers. That's definitely on our list. Next on our list are community meeting spaces. A lot of our community said that they'd like somewhere that they could have civic groups meet. We would like to be the first thing people think of when they say, hey, we need to get together somewhere as a group. The community should think about the library as a gathering space, and we definitely agree with that and echo your sentiments that that should be important in any plan. The last thing on our list is a place for the Friends. The Friends of the Library is our fundraising arm of the library. They have a bookstore in our library. If you've never been to the Friends of the Library bookstore, it's in the back of the building. We'd love them to have an updated space where they could sell more of the books that are donated by our residents, and maybe sell some coffee or some soft drinks so that people have a place to buy a cup of coffee and sit down and read a book. So that's what's on the list of suggestions. There were many more, but I sort of consolidated them into a greatest hits. There's no one more passionate about the library and our services than our library staff, and we are ready to fight for what you have asked for. So thank you all for coming out and letting us know how important the library is to you and its place in the community, and how important the library will continue to be to Shelby Township. In other library news, some of the most familiar faces at the library you might be seeing even more of. Some of our part-time people went full-time in January. Deborah Van Dyke has been working at the library since 2008. She's our library technical assistant in charge of Interloan systems. So if you've ever gotten a book from Melcat Interloan, she's the one that's gotten that book for you. Erin Lutz has been working at the library for about 6.5 years. She's a circulation clerk. You see her all the time when you're checking out books at the front desk, and now you'll be seeing even more of her. And Jennifer Sunderhaus is our children's librarian. You've seen her at Storytime for preschoolers, and she does all of our teen programs. So if you've got a teen involved in programs at the library, they definitely know Miss Jennifer. Stay tuned for the rest of the library show. We're going to have Elizabeth talking about what you can download from the library's website. That's books, audiobooks, music, magazines. Stay tuned for that. And then Bethany's going to be talking about upcoming children's programs. And last but not least, Jennifer's going to be discussing our Teen Advisory Board and their book reviews. Stay tuned, we got a great show for you.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back. A lot of times on the library show, we talk about different programs and books that you can get in the library. Today I want to talk about some things that you can get outside of the library, and those are downloadables. You can download books, music, audiobooks, and even magazines to your device or your computer through using your library card. First I want to talk about Overdrive. You can get to Overdrive through the library's website or through slc.lib.overdrive.com. This handy website has over 1,500 downloadable audiobooks, and they have over 10,000 ebooks that can be read on a phone, on a Kindle, on a Nook, or like I said, right on the computer. Everybody can check out 10 items with a library card that you get to keep for either 2 or 3 weeks. You can search the Overdrive database by the genre. If you know you're in the mood for a good thriller or a mystery or maybe a romance, you can search by that. You can also search by nonfiction, by informative, a how-to or a cookbook, something like that. If you have children whose school are asking them to read at their grade level or their Lexile reading level, you can search by the level that they are at and find appropriate materials for your kids. There's a lot of great ways to use Overdrive. To get started with Overdrive, you go to the website and pick your library, Shelby Township Library, put in your library card number and your PIN, your personal identification number that you were given when you got your library card. If you don't know what that is, you can always check with a librarian or circulation clerk and they can tell you what yours is so that you can access the database. Just like with paper books, sometimes a book is checked out and you have to wait your turn to get it. With Overdrive, you can place items on hold, and then Overdrive will notify you by email when your item is available, and then you check it out for the 2 or 3 week period, whatever you choose. Sometimes if nobody else is waiting for an item, you can also renew it and have it longer if you just haven't quite had the time to read this month or this week. In addition to Overdrive, the library also offers other databases, including one to Freegal Music. With Freegal Music, you can stream music for 3 hours at a time each day, or you can download 5 songs every week that you can keep forever. Unlike a lot of other items that, of course, you have to return after a 2 or 3 week period, these are yours to have and listen to over and over again. You can transfer them from your computer to your device, your iPod, your phone. However you like to listen to music best, you can do with Freegal. To access Freegal, you can get to it from the library's website at our resources page, and you can also get to it from a direct link. Freegal has over 8 million songs, so there's sure to be something for everybody. And like Overdrive, you can search Freegal by the genre, by the musician, by a particular song you're looking for. You can even create wish lists, and then it will also suggest songs, oh, if you like this, you might also like. Each week, Freegal has a list of what the top downloaded songs are, so if you want to find that hip and happening new song to put on your iPod, you can do that, and you can search it in a lot of different ways. One more great database that the library offers with access to downloadables is Zinio. Zinio has magazines. They currently have 170 magazines that you can download each issue as they come out. You can put it on a computer, on a device like a tablet or a Kindle. You can even read it on your phone. Zinio has a subscription fee for people who are not using it as part of the library. So it is a 2-step process to get a Zinio account. First, you create your library account using your library card number and your PIN. Then you can also create your Zinio account using an email address and setting up a password. Once it's set up, it's good to go. You can just use your email address and password whenever you want to log into the library version of Zinio. You'll go to the website and log in, and then you can download any magazines. With 170 to choose from, there's a lot of great topics, great issues. They do come with all the graphics and all the articles. It's a really fun way to just have something to carry with you if you know you might be waiting somewhere and you want to have a magazine in your bag, but you don't have any. Put it on your device and it'll go wherever you go. So all of these downloadables are available right on the Shelby Township Library website. Just click on the resources button and that'll open up the page where you can get to any or all of these great downloadables. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Hi, welcome back. This is Miss Jennifer from the library. Coming up in April for the teens, we have weekly games every Wednesday, except for when you're on spring break, from 3 to 4:30. We'll be playing tabletop games and enjoying some snacks. On April 21st, we have book club. From 6 to 7, we're reading Legend by Marie Lu, so make sure that you put a hold on your copy and read it before our meeting. And then finally at the end of the month, on April 29th, Friday night, from 5:30 to 7:30, we're having a girls only program. And we're going to be wearing our PJ pants, making some waffles and playing games and making some crafts and having a good time. And it's girls only, so there won't be any boys to worry about. And now we're going to talk about our Teen Advisory Board. We don't have any April meetings. We'll be coming back on May 5th, meeting from 6 to 7:30. But I have one of my members here. Her name is Bree. Hi, Bree.
Hello.
So some of the things that we do with our teen advisory board are the teens help suggest programs that they want to see for teens in the community at the library. They suggest materials that I should buy because I don't know all the books coming out and all the fun stuff. And they also help decorate the library and make posters and help me make displays. And behind me you can see a display that they made for March being Reading Month. And all the teens picked one of their favorite books, and they drew the cover and they wrote a brief synopsis, and then we put it up and decorated the teen area. A lot of fun. Bree, what book did you pick?
I did A Dog's Way Home, and it's about a dog that gets lost from his family when his family gets in a car crash and he's trying to get home.
Oh, it sounds so sad. Is it a really good one?
Yeah, I read it like 3 times, so
It has to be good, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So do you think that more teens should get involved with the Teen Advisory Board here at the library?
I definitely think they should. I mean, like, it's a good way to get service hours, and like we just do a lot of fun stuff. Like we help with the community, and
We do some arts and crafts and we play some games.
and we help set up everything, so it's a lot of fun.
If you can't come to our Teen Advisory Board, you can come to our after-school games happening every Wednesday from 3 to 4:30. My friend Jade here is one of my regular after-school game players. Hi, Jade.
Hi.
Do you want to tell our friends what happens on our after-school game days?
So what happens is, like, Miss Jennifer brings a lot of snacks and all of us like enjoy, and we get to spend time with our other friends, and we then play games, and some games we play are Apples to Apples, Wonky, and some different games like we haven't played before, and they're a lot of fun.
What's your favorite game?
I would have to say Wonky.
Can you tell us what Wonky is?
Wonky is where you have to have a bunch of cards, well, not a lot, but you have to have some different cards, and when you do, like, you can stack some blocks and set down a card, and then you go around the table, and other people have to do it too.
Okay, and what happens when you stack the blocks?
Sometimes it falls down, but sometimes you are very successful.
Okay.
Did you know that April is Autism Awareness Month, and the library has been offering more and more programs trying to reach kids with special needs or other sensitivities and sensory processing disorders. So we have started offering some sensory story play programs, which include a story time. But how is it different than a normal story time? Well, we might include a chart that lists a schedule of everything we're doing, because a lot of times kids with autism like a routine and they like to know what they're doing next. We would show first we're doing our welcome song, and then when we're done we would take it down, and then we would show what's coming next so they could follow along with what's coming. And we're of course going to include stories and rhymes and active rhythm movement just like we would in any other story time, but this is great for kids who need to move around, express themselves, be themselves. And even if they look like they're not listening, studies have shown that the kids are actually absorbing what they hear, even if they need to be moving around or looking at something else. We also are going to offer some little tactile objects like these that they could hold and manipulate and just have something to keep their hands busy to help them concentrate during the story time. And then when we're done, we're going to offer some sensory bins at the end of the story time that they can touch and feel and explore all sorts of things, different textures to play with. We've got some pasta here, just everyday objects that are fun to touch and explore. And these are great for kids of all types, but especially kids with sensory needs that need to touch and feel and just to learn about their world that way. We've got water beads here. Kids love to squish those. They're just like the ones that you would buy to put in your floral vases, and you put water on them and they grow from a little bead into a big squishy bead, and they really love squishing these ones. So we would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about programs for kids with special needs, please contact the library. Don't be late for this very important date. Our annual Friends of the Library Children's Tea Party is coming up on Saturday, April 23rd, and it is an Alice in Wonderland theme this year. Tickets sell out fast for this event, so you'll want to get yours. They are $3 for each person, and they will be on sale at the library starting Saturday, April 9th. So again, that's $3. You want to buy your tickets soon because this event does sell out. We do have 2 tea party seatings. One is at 11:30 in the morning and the other one is at 1:30 in the afternoon. And we'll have some tea sandwiches and snacks and tea and juice and lemonade for the kids and you. And a local teen performers group, All the World's a Stage, will be performing an excerpt of their Disney's Alice in Wonderland Junior for your entertainment. Don't wait, you want to get to this important event. It's fun every year. We'll see you at our tea party. The week of April 23rd is National Money Smart Week, and we are having a special money story time on Thursday, April 28th at 6:30 p.m. It is just like our Families and Jammies program that you might usually come to on a Thursday night. So if you want to wear your jammies, bring your kids and your whole family, that's fine. But we're going to have a special story time all about using your money wisely. And we have a special guest reader coming. The Shelby Township Supervisor, Rick Stathakis, will be there to read a story to everyone. And then we will make a money craft, and everyone who comes will get their very own copy of this Max and Ruby the Bunny book, Bunny Money by Rosemary Wells. Don't miss out. You can get your free book. You don't have to register for this program. All you have to do is drop into the library Thursday, April 28th at 6:30. We'll see you there.